Okay, thank you. So good evening, members, dignitaries and speakers. Welcome to today's BBF webinar on freezing of UCCs for non-availability of mandatory, which are the 6 KYC attributes, Aadhaar linking, which shall be effective from 31st March 2022. This webinar is an update towards the same. We are thankful for Team BBF for their valuable time, especially Mr. Hitesh Kumar Desai, Mr. Samit Trivedi, and Ms. Jyoti Thukral for attending the session today and supporting us with the Q&A. Before we begin, I shall request Mr. Lalit Mundra, Chairman BBF, and Mr. Kishore Kansagra, BBF Governing Board Member, to present the welcome address, please. Lalitji, over to you.
Yeah, Namaskar. Welcome to Hitesh Desai ji, Jyoti Thukral ji, and Samit Trivedi ji from the PSC. Welcome all the participants. On today's topic, whatever little I know is that on April 1st, 2021, some circular was issued, and thereafter we were told to comply with the deadlines by say 31st of May. That was the first deadline for the completion of 6 attributes. And later on, a series of circulars have come, which probably they said that at one point of time, file format was provided for batch upload. Thereafter, we were told that this has to be done for new as well as the existing clients both. And thereafter, some circular had suggested us for PAN and Aadhaar seeding. And the initial deadline was 30th September 2021. Later on, the deadline got extended to 31st March, which we are now close to. And we were also in the meanwhile, we were told to display such advisory on our website to create awareness amongst the investors. So we are now, still we have some issues or maybe many issues. So therefore, we are today in this seminar. So with these words, I may hand over to Bispi again.
Thank you, Lalitji. Kishoreji, would you like to say something?
No, nothing special. Let us proceed to Q&A.
Okay. So, members, before we begin, Hitesh bhai, would you like to set a base for the topic, and then I will open it for the members to ask questions? Hitesh bhai, we cannot hear you. Unmute.
Sorry. Good afternoon, everyone. Basically, the KYC, 6 KYC attributes is the main topic and point of discussion, which we have started since last year in the April itself. And from time to time, some times have been extended for the compliance. Members are also very cooperative and they've tried their best to meet the deadline. Now we are at the verge of almost completing the things, and we will be going live from the 1st of April, so that only those clients which are in compliance with the 6 KYC attribute and the PAN and Aadhaar seeded, that will be permitted to trade. That was one of the basic, I think I would say that it was members were more keen on doing that. Members have been repeatedly requesting, instead of penalizing, we should allow only those clients to trade who are in compliance with the 6 KYC attribute along with the other peripheral requirements. So that is, exchanges work hard on that because it should not impact the time also, that order timeline, execution timeline. Ultimately, we came out with this, and this is going to be a very important for members because, and for that, what we have started doing is from 25th, we are downloading those UCC which are valid and will be available for trading to the members. Please go through that, find out if there is, because it's a huge activity. So we need your participation in that. Please check that if any client, you may find that it is active as per UCC, registered and everything has been done, except this PAN and Aadhaar seeding. Also the things are done and it is clear and still it is not coming, then please come back to us so that we can also review the system if there is any problem. We still have 2 days to go. So please go through that. We have also conducted mock trading on Saturday. A lot of members have participated, including the BBF members, Harin Bhai and all those. They have also given a feedback. The system is quite working at that time. So we anticipated a lot of cooperation from members also. Please go ahead with your queries if you have any. We will try to address your queries and guide you for further. Basically, you can now take queries if you have received.
So members, as always, I would request you to raise your virtual hand. Alternatively, you can type in your questions also, so we can begin, please. So one by one, I'll take you in. Hitesh bhai, the first question is, how do a member find out which Aadhaar is linked with PAN?
Jyoti, please reply to this.
Yeah. Vispi sir, we are already downloading the files in the download all report, wherein the status of all the validations have been given. And there one column is there for the PAN Aadhaar seeding. And we are giving the drop downs whether it is seeded or it is not applicable. So member can check from that report. And the similar thing is available when the member is clicking on the UCC dump request also. There also that column is being reflected.
Okay. Sudhakar ji, your question, please.
In couple of cases, like we have gone through this report and observed that there are different status for this PAN Aadhaar status. Some of them is like no, rejected, and blank. So what does this no or R or blank mean?
I think that also in the UCC system itself, we have given what is the abbreviation straight for. Jyoti, please explain one of the, you must be having that.
One. So that rejected is R is rejected when we are receiving that in the from the income tax website itself, the status. Now that status we are publishing over there. Okay, and wherever from the income tax we are receiving that status is successful, the abbreviation is given as Y over there.
So does this rejection means that Aadhaar is not linked with PAN?
Yes, that is rejected by the income tax itself, sir.
I would like to correct Jyoti. We are not basically directly getting this information from income tax. Income tax download this detail to NSDL, and NSDL we connect with NSDL and we get this from NSDL. And it is not on a real time basis. Even NSDL is getting. There is a time lag from income tax to NSDL, and from BSC to NSDL when we go, there is a time lag for the same.
So when we log into UCC, there is one option to download the PAN status description file. In the description file, they have given the tagging and meaning of the tags. So there are various tags like in case of PAN, E for existing and valid, F for marked as fake, X for marked as deactivated, D for deleted, N for record not found in IT database. And there are many other tags and their description is available in that file.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the next question was that when we tested on this last Saturday mock, we tried to send a combination of UCC and a different PAN which is registered on BSc. However, that order was successful on BSc. So is BSc not validating UCC and PAN both combination at the order level while NSE is doing the same?
I didn't get your question. What does it mean by UCC and PAN?
So let's say I have registered a UCC as XYZ123 and a PAN for that UCC I have registered as ABCD1234F.
Okay.
We to test this scenario that okay, if a invalid combination is sent at the order level, then whether that order gets rejected at BSc end or not. So we modified a PAN card for a UCC for the, let's say, same UCC XYZ1234. We modified PAN card as ABCD1234J, and then we placed the order. That order was not rejected. Whereas in case of NSE,
not clear.
type of combination, invalid combination also is getting rejected.
No. See, we are also checking the same thing what NSC is doing. A case specific, let us check it because I am not aware what is exactly you are speaking. I'm still not clear in what you are asking. Because what we are checking, that I will let me explain you what we are checking. We are allowing only those UCC which are being valid 6 KYC compliant plus PAN and Aadhaar seeded. So PAN and Aadhaar seeded confirmation will go to you, and thereafter our database has been generated for the particular member. If these are the compliant, then only that will go to that. So if on that particular day, if your order has gone and that is not being compliant as you are saying, then let us check it. Please share with us the numbers and all those details. So we'll check it at our end.
Okay. So BSc, what I have understood from your explanation is that BSc has will be having a database that, okay, these are the compliant UCCs, and once a UCC is marked as compliant for all these 6 KYC attributes,
Correct.
then whatever orders will come for that UCC will be treated as valid orders. Even if
Yes,
there
yes.
is a member
Yes.
is any modification, like for testing purpose, we modified PAN for that UCC, but it will not be considered.
Okay. Okay. I think now I got you. You are saying that you have already placed an order and then you have modified the trade, correct?
No, we modified. So let's say your UCC is, I have registered my UCC on BSc with all the details. All 6 KYC attributes are compliant. For my UCC, now whatever orders will be placed, that will be accepted by BSc. Now, since I didn't have any invalid UCC, what I did is I modified.
You will get non-compliant UCC.
Yeah, I modified the PAN number of same UCC, my UCC only.
Okay.
And then placed the order.
Then it will not accept because that UCC is not there in the system.
Okay.
And sir, if it's compliant, then you'll not be able to modify the PAN also, because PAN will be always in free status.
No, just for test purpose in my CTCL terminal, I've modified that.
No, so we are not, we are taking the data from the member, what you have submitted to the UCC. So the broker, client and PAN details we are getting captured. And based on that only, order level validation will be done. Order will be pushed through to the next cycle only if this is valid.
Even modified client code is also there, is not valid, then only it will be modified.
Do NRI clients require Aadhaar to be linked?
No.
Are exchange checking only 6 attribute details available or not in database while mentioning client permitted for trade?
See, we are checking 6 attribute plus PAN, Aadhaar, CD.
Okay. What is the meaning of R? 1 second.
Jyoti,
R is, sir, R is Aadhaar seeding is unsuccessful. There we are giving the status description as R. And we have mentioned that in the description box also, where we are downloading the file to the member. The possible values description is also given at the end of the file.
so at the end of the file, Jyoti, at the end of the file, we are giving the abbreviation. What is the abbreviation? What is the meaning?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are giving.
If member is using CTCL terminal, then order will be rejected at exchange level.
But what does it mean? Yes, see, we'll refresh it the same thing. Whatever members UCC are valid, that will be only considered for trading. Other than any order from any UCC, irrespective, it is even if own account, it should be valid. Then only it will be considered by the system and it will be available for trading. Today only I have seen, just for the sharing of the participant, I have seen around 15 code which is own, which have been marked as inactive, and they were trading in behalf of own account. So please ensure that even your own or proprietary account are marked as active and valid.
We are using PAN verification of NSDL and there are mismatch.
Yes.
So what to do?
Then either you have to change your whatever deficiency. Suppose your PAN contains name of Hitesh Kumar Desai, and if I have put Hitesh Desai, then it will be a mismatch of name. If my pen itself, whatever is been insert, that might be wrong. So that you have to check. And you have to check, and please, we are advising that please try to put name exactly whatever is appearing on your pen. If Hitesh Kumar Desai is my full name on pen, then you should use that only. You should not eliminate dot. Please use that. So there is likely chance that 99.99% there won't be any rejection. But if something you try to juggle, then it will be a problem.
If client does PAN Aadhaar link, say on 6th April 2022, then how soon he can trade? Is BSC will activate on real-time basis in UCC?
No.
No, sir. It is given in the notice that he will be able to trade after the seeding will be, he has to inform the broker, and then broker has in turn to inform the exchange via mail. Okay. Then after the seeding is considered, then the member will be permitted to trade, and appropriate validation flag we will be giving in the file after successful seeding.
See, here I would like to highlight one more thing, as I've said earlier. See, I suppose I will always give my example. If Hitesh Desai has seeded his PAN today, and I got a confirmation immediately on a website, because it's hardly 1 or 2 minutes job, and you immediately get a confirmation. It doesn't mean that it will be automatically go to NSDL. I have already said there is always a lag. So today I will go and tell my broker with a screenshot that my PAN is seeded with Aadhaar. Now you start trading from tomorrow. But it will not happen, because my broker will go to my UCC system. He'll upload it. He'll send it to our system. Our system will go to NSDL. They check it. Say today's file, they might not get confirmation. Tomorrow they will get confirmation. Accordingly, you will get a confirmation, and then only you will be allowed to trade. There is no real-time exchange of data between Central Board of Taxation and NSDL, and similarly NSDL with the BS.
Okay. PAN Aadhaar seeding requirement in HUF account?
Not required.
Not applicable.
We have mentioned in the notice also what are the client types which required Aadhaar seeding.
Okay. Cyrus, sir, your question, please. Mr. Cyrus Shaw?
Yeah, the same thing I wanted to ask. We have seeded many clients, and whenever we try to go on the income tax site, it says PAN is already linked. So do we just send emails of the PAN numbers to the email mentioned in the notice, that is user.trdops? And,
yes, sir.
And once we send, let me finish. Once we send that, you say it will take what, 24 to 48 hours to get seeded, or longer?
So for the new clients, it will be as good as on the immediate basis. But for the existing client, because the quantum is very huge of number of UCC registered with the exchange, it will take some time. I cannot put exact numbers to it.
Okay. And NRI Aadhaar is not compulsory, but it is still coming in the list of Aadhaar not seeded.
Yeah. If it has been gone to NSDL, then it will revert with the Aadhaar not seeded. But we are not considering it while blocking the client.
So one last question. Therefore, if I do a trade on the 4th of April, where the PAN is not seeded as per the download received from the exchange, or vice versa, that the file which has only compliant clients, उसमें उसका number नहीं है, उसका मैं सौदा करने को, if I try to do that trade, will the trade get rejected at the time of the trade, or after the trade is rejected, I'll get a notice or a penalty or a rejection?
Sir, from 1st of April, once we start blocking, only valid client will be allowed to trade.
Okay,
no
that's good.
Thereafter.
That is very good. So, એટલે mistake thawano chance ocho.
Yes.
Bas, that's all I wanted to know. Thank you very much.
Joindre, your question, please. Joindre. Ashok ji, your question, please, Mr. Ashok Sharma.
Yeah,
Haji.
yes, sir.
Hello.
Yeah, Ashok ji.
Yes, sir. Good evening. Actually,
Yes.
my questions is related to the annual income declaration date. If any client annual income given on 1st January 2021, so this will be valid or this will be as a financial, will be considered as a financial year?
Jyoti,
Sir, you will be able to enter the income details for the previous financial year. Okay, so when we are in the 2022, so the previous financial year would be 21, and you will be able to put the date, and system will take it in the usage.
It means first Jan 2021 will be valid or not?
It will be valid, sir. You will be able to enter, but ideally the income are details on the basis of the financial year basis, and ideally it should be on the date March 21, not January. But if you are getting the proof of January 21, you will be able to enter in the system.
Okay, got it.
Vital ji, your question, please. Joindre, your question. Joindre.
Hello, sir.
हाँ,
Hello.
विठल जी बोलिए. हाँ जी.
Sorry. So my question is, like, suppose there are 6 attributes as required as per the KYC norms. Suppose if like we are onboarding clients through eKYC, okay, and we have verified, but like and exchange verification in transit, like the exchange APIs which has been started like since last year, where like we get the real response, success or failure. But like if those 6 attributes we verify and our KYC department verifies, and if we feel that there is no rejection, and can we activate that client in our back office, as well as we communicate to that client that you have been onboarded? This is my first question. And second, do we need to wait for exchange response to come for activation on trading terminal?
Sir, ideally you have to, after putting all the information related to the client on the UCC and directly giving the confirmation to the client, okay, and later on what if it found out that some details are missing pertaining to 6 KYC attributes or custodian details, it is applicable. So it is ideally required that you check the valid flagging file of the provided by the exchange and then confirm, and only compliant UCC will be able to trade.
Ma'am, in this case, these clients are not corporate clients. These are pure retail clients. You can consider.
Then also you have to check the flagging given by the exchange pertaining to the 6 KYC attribute and PAN validation status. Suppose if after entering the information, you give the confirmation to the client, and as per the exchange record, there is some deficiency, okay, which found out later on, then there can be a, okay.
Then what will be done? Sorry.
Then
Jyoti, let me ask. Vitil, even if you do something in your back office, it is irrelevant because exchange will send only those client code which are valid as per exchange record and permit them to trade. So even if say suppose you list me today as your client, you found me that I am everywhere, I am compliant, even everything you have checked, you mark me active in your UCC database. But till you get exchange confirmation, I will not be able to trade, because say suppose tomorrow at today's 10 o'clock file, my name or UCC will not go to the exchange trading system due to some validation is pending. In such scenario, even if you have given them active status in your back office, client will come rushing to you and asking you some number of questions stating my status you have made active, but I am not able to trade. So unless and until you get status clear from the exchange, it is suggested that you should not give status to the client.
Okay, sir. Noted, sir. We will adhere to it, definitely. We are adhering to it, but there was still a doubt, hence I have asked. Second question is related to like the recent regulation, like if these 6 attributes are not updated, especially income. Suppose we send a mailer or we try to get information from our clients okay, which are onboarded existing clients, and suppose like this information we do not get from the client, okay, and can we consider, like, can we write a note along with an email or like, or physical copy, which whatever is the communication mode with the registered details, if if we will not receive the details, can we consider I mean the last information which was provided as a updated information, and can we proceed with the KYC norms, and like is there a possibility that to activate, to keep active that client?
Hello.
Yes, is my question understood, like, ma'am?
No,
Jyoti ma'am?
if it is a new client, sir, the system will not allow to you update any income date more previous than self is not allowed to put any date other than like suppose now we are in the 22. In UCC system for the new client, you will be able to put the income date of 21.
No, I'm not saying new client. My existing clients, like I'm talking with the current regulation, like which will be implemented from April, like 1st April.
So you mean to say that you have already put the income date for that client in the UCC system, but it is a old income detail.
I mean, what I'm saying, suppose if client has not communicated to us, we try to get the information from the client regarding the current income details, okay. And suppose if client doesn't come back to us with the, or let's say if client doesn't understand anything and he didn't revert us, okay. And in that case, can we, and suppose if we put a note in an email or a communication to a registered details of the client, it can be email or mobile or these things. So if we put a note that like if these details are not updated, okay, we will consider your last communicated details as updated and will proceed with the activation. Is it possible, first of all? And if yes, if no, both.
No,
See,
proceed
basically,
with that.
Jyoti, allow. Basically, see, as far as SEBI circular is concerned, every client's income detail should be updated within every year. So first requirement, compliance strictly, if you go by compliance requirement, every year you have to do it. During inspection, our team always verify on random basis the client's detail updated by you. It should be supported by documentation from where you got. Just because of somebody has sent email and you are pretending that this is the right thing, it will not be accepted during the inspection. However, as of now, there is no check except the inspection. The next phase, we are going to check this. We are going to give you an alert that this client detail you have updated long back. So please update it as per the requirement of the SEBI circular.
So, sir, my question is that as you said, some email information you have received and
You
updated.
cannot do that. You should have a proper
that's
documentation. You should have a proper documentation of proof something that client has confirmed that my income range is so and so.
okay. So you need a proof in that
Yes.
case.
During
Basically,
inspection, you will
income.
be questioned on that how you have put this income.
So if even if the communication comes from the registered email ID or a mobile number,
If client confirm you, that nothing like that. That is the best thing. But you said that you will send to the client stating that this is the last thing and we are accepting that this is the proper, which is not acceptable.
okay, okay. Thanks, sir. Thanks for answer.
Joindre, your question, please. Joindre? Mr. Prabhu, your question, please. Diksha?
Yeah, hello,
Mr.
hello.
Prabhu, yes.
Yeah. My question is about the 6 attributes. If the client is complied with the linking of Aadhaar, but there's some problem with the 6 attributes, one of the attributes is not there or it's incomplete. And during the day, it gets updated. Means I receive the information from the client, I update it. Will the client be able to trade on that day or the next day, or how will it be?
Shiva, please read our notice of dated 24th April. We are categorically saying only those client code which are approved at to 10 p.m. So today at 10 p.m., if this client have been gone and approved and you got the status, that only will be allowed to trade. Intraday, nothing will be registered. No new client will be allowed as of now. We will gradually graduate to the higher system. At that time, we will start taking online also.
Okay, thank you.
Yogesh ji, your question, please. Yogesh ji.
Hello, I'm audible.
Yes.
Yeah, so actually my question is that actually we have validated the data of BSc. So for the regarding the Aadhaar seeded, so we found some cases where in the BSc database it's showing Aadhaar not seeded, but the same UCC in NSC exchange it's showing seeded, Aadhaar approved. This is my first query, and second one, there are some cases where for individual clients the Aadhaar status is showing blank. So what should we consider for those cases?
So for first case, as I had replied to the one of the other member query, if it's an old data, we are still collating the data and you'll get the updated status very soon. But for the new data, the updated Aadhaar PAN syncing data is already available on the time of your registration, the client itself.
Okay. And for the okay, so you're saying the code will get updated soon.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, thank you.
Question from Anand Rathi.
Sir, the income complied means the income updated date not more than 12 months. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Income compliant means income update date not more than 12 months. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. His voice is here. Is
Yes,
I
yes.
audible?
Yes.
Hello.
One. Hitesh bhai, please.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah. See, as per SEBI circular, it is a requirement. Income details should not be older than 1 year. As per that, yes, it should not be older than 1 year. But as of now, as I said earlier also, we are not exactly checking whether it is 1 year old or not. But second thing, after completion of this activity, the next phase is that we will be checking and we will sending you the alerts that these are the details of this UCC, which is more than 1 year old. Please update it. So I will suggest to members to gradually start updating those details.
So in your permitted list of the client, if the client is not, if the client income is more than 12 months as an updated date, they will be permitted for client and no penalty will be there.
I would, Mr. An, I would suggest you to check the file downloaded today and take one sample, and you will find out that it has been allowed or not.
If it is covered in the list and if trade happens, then there will be no penalty if the income crosses more than 12 months.
Sir, you are requested to check the dump provided by the exchange. If the code is appearing in the list which are allowed to trade, then those clients will be allowed to trade. Please check the file downloaded by the exchange.
So client available in the list, they are permitted, and for that there will be no penalty.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay.
Rajnish ji, your question, please. Rajnish ji.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask if we are doing onboarding on through eKYC and Aadhaar fetched detail, and in Aadhaar, if address is like, it seems like very small address is there. Is that sufficient address?
See, Aadhaar linkage has nothing to do with the address.
No, I'm not talking about linking of this thing, but since Aadhaar is used for address also, and we are taking address which is mentioned there on the Aadhaar.
If contain, we have to put a check of PIN code number particularly. And if it is there, then we will consider it as valid. But as a member, you should do due diligence. You should be convinced
Correct,
that
correct,
this is
because
the right answer. Right.
yeah. So because we are getting some alerts from our surveillance system, wherein
Yes, because I
someone addressed-
myself have checked the Aadhaar card of some of the members who have forwarded to us. On that, it is written something RH number 12. So house number say 12, Jalandhar, some code number, pin code number. That's it. So how will you find out that client?
correct, correct. So that's what we should take
No, but
further
then
address.
what is your due diligence? Being a member, you also should do due diligence. You should be convinced that yes, this is the right address. Then only you should onboard that client. The whole activity is about this cleaning up is that anybody should not come into our system. Tomorrow it will be threat to member himself.
Correct. That was my query. Thank you.
Diksha, your question, please.
Yeah, my question is that once we are reported a UCC in BSC and some of the cases are rejected by BSC, stating it is invalid. But such cases are approved by NSC, and when we have checked the name at PAN site, this is also the same. Once in such cases, we have to send the email to the BSC with the PAN site copy. After they verifying, they are approve our cases.
So this case is maybe due to the PAN status. Normally, as I said, for new clients, we are taking the fresh data right away. But for old data, for some reason, if you are having the old PAN details, you may have to revalidate.
No,
Just same
Nitin,
as
this is a new cases only. For the new cases also, we have received the rejection from the BSC. Once we have sent the email to the BSC, they require the PANSAT, NSGL PANSAT copy. We are also providing the PANSAT copy to BSC also, and BSC have verified the R data, and they verified and there's a sending on mail story again the upload the UCC. So I'm just confused because NSC is validating such data, but BSC is just rejecting as an invalid.
for new client, this should not be the case, ma'am. Otherwise, you can share the detail with us. We can look at the case and get back to you.
Because the logic implemented by BSC and MSC is the same. So there will be hardly any, nothing I would say, but 0%, but even if 0.01%, please bring it to our notice so we can fine tune the same.
Okay.
Ravindra, your question, please. Ravindra ji.
Yeah, hi. So I'll continue with the earlier question on annual income. So I just want a clarification, like income is more than 12 months. So on 1st of April, customers would be allowed to trade. Because I have seen these files, permitted security, permitted customers from NSA and BSC. So those clients are permitted. So I just wanted to take confirmation from exchange officials.
Whatever records are appearing in the file which are permitted to trade, those will be allowed to trade, sir.
Is it possible to send one guidelines so that it will be for all the members? That will be beneficial, because in circular somewhere earlier it was said only to update 6 attributes. Later on there was a line. Later on there was a line mentioned like income should not be older than 1 year old. So that will be helpful to all the members to face the initial audit or inspection. Is it so? May I request?
No, sorry to interrupt you. As per the regulation, income should not be less than 1 year old. It is mandated.
Okay.
However, considering the huge database which member need to update it as of now, that is the reason why we are accommodating member as of now. If I will start getting those, then most of the client will be inactive. Most of the client will be inactive because it will be painful for member also to approach each and every client and get those details updated. That is the reason why it has been accommodated as of now. If you want in writing, then that will be SEBI circular, which is prevail.
Okay. Second point, thanks for clarification. Second point, so we have found a few customers who are in our database, those customers are NRI customers. And in income tax IT database, they are considering as a resident customers. Okay. And when we send this list to income tax office, so they are saying that these customers are not tagged as Aadhaar. So these are not Aadhaar seeded customers. So what will happen to those customers? Because in my database, these are NRI customers. Maybe subsequently they have changed their status to NRI, from resident to NRI.
Sir, in UCC, if you have given the categories of those clients as NRI, okay.
Yeah.
So for such accounts, we are not considering the PAN Aadhaar seeding or blocking of trades from 1st April. Okay. So you check the category what you have put in the UCC system for those clients.
Okay, fine. In UCC system, those are NRI customers. I have we have already mentioned. Yeah.
If there should be the appropriate and correct category in the UCC system, okay. Accordingly, the Aadhaar seeding will be checked. If in the UCC, if it is given as the NRI,
Somebody has to put as NRI.
Neeraj ji, your question, please.
Hello.
Yes.
Good evening, sir. This is Neeraj. What if the existing PAN in an income tax database is already linked with Aadhaar and in the exchange it is shown as blank? So do we need to take any action or it will be considered as valid?
So you have to send those details, we can check because we are giving the status as per the income tax as of now. If you are finding such cases, you can send some mail. We can check and revert to you.
I'll have to mail to the at the user.trdo.
Yeah.
So for that, we have mentioned the email ID, and we are also coming out with the system wherein you have to post those details so that we can recheck those things.
Okay, sir. Next question: are there any chances of valid client code getting removed from the files you are providing daily basis at 10 p.m. and at 2:30 p.m.?
Sorry, please come again. I didn't get your question.
Are there any chances of valid client code getting removed from the list you provide during the day, two files you provide during the day?
Sir, if they are non-compliant, then only they will not be appearing in the valid records file. Okay, it will not be automatically on someone's wish they will be removed. Okay, if it will be those clients will be non-compliant in any of the criteria, only then those codes will not be appearing in the file.
Okay, from 1st April we have to deactivate the client code which are not compliant, and after that, if the client links the same and all the 6 attributes are complete, so I'll update the same in the UCC. And after I receive the file from the exchange and it shows in the valid that it is permitted to trade, so that I can trade in that code, or I'll have to mail it another.
We are not getting your question, so can you repeat?
If any of the client code is now deactivated for the attributes, it's not completed.
Okay.
So afterwards, activation will need to mail to the BSE, or after completing the 6 attributes, it will be considered as valid.
No, sir. If you will update in the UCC system all the 6 KYC mandatory attributes, okay, accordingly the flag from BSC will be appearing in that file, and that code will be appearing in the file which are permitted to trade. So after rectifying the things, you need not to mail to BSC. The appropriate flag will be reflected in the file, and that code will automatically be appearing in the file which are allowed to trade.
Okay, ma'am.
Swaroop ji, your question, please. Swaroop ji. Abhishek, your question, please.
Yeah.
Abhishek ji,
so
your
basically,
question.
we have communicated to the clients earlier this year. Yeah, I'm audible now?
Yes.
Yeah. So my question is, we have reached out to clients stating that this is your annual income last reported in our system, and I request you to please let us know if there's any change in 7 days or 10 days time, and non-reply will be considered as the income being reported is the latest one. So is that fine?
Sir, Hitesh sir has already explained it. As per the SEBI mandated, income should be within the 1 year. Okay. As of now, to accommodate the members, we are allowing the members who have given the income details and not blank. But gradually, you have to update the income details of the client in UCC database of the exchange, and that should not be older than 1.
Okay, thank you.
Neeraj ji, your question, please.
Yeah, hi. Basically, I would like to give one suggestion. Like currently, the requirement is to update the income every year. Now, every year, income is not going to change by a very big amount because it's a selection of slab. Say, for example, a 2 lakh to 5 lakh or 5 to 10 lakh, like that. So, if we can increase this 12-month tenure to 3 years, then it will be really helpful for the customer so that he need not update every year. That is just a suggestion if we can incorporate.
Yeah, suggestion is noted. It will be discussed with the regulators.
Cyrus, sir, your question, please.
Yeah, for active clients, do we need also to take the income proof from for every year? Because sometimes there is a delay in filing the ITR. Then in that case, what we have to do?
Ma'am, you have to, while filling the income details in the UCC, you have to have some with yourself, okay? And that will be checked at the time of inspection also. So even if your client is confirming on the same on the phone or email, okay, you have to have some proof supporting the figure which you are giving in the UCC, okay?
I'm like, if a client has given me the ITR of 2021 and there will be delay in filing the ITR of 2022, in that case, what I have to do?
As of now, in 22, we are accepting in the UCC the income details of 21, though there should not be any problem in that scenario. We are already giving the time. We are already giving in the UCC to update the details up to the previous year. So there should not be any problem in giving the details of 21 income.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Rajesh ji, your question. Mr. Rajesh Dharat. Lementina Lopez, your question, please. Lementina. Diksha, your question.
My question is that permitted for trade, we have to assume that client has completed all 6 tribute, custodian details, and the PAN, Aadhaar, seeding, everything, right?
Yes.
Because now we have found some data where you have given the permitted for trade, but Aadhaar seeding is not Aadhaar seeding status is showing that not done. So what do we have to assume in such cases?
Ma'am, those clients are given in the permitted to state and Aadhaar seeding is not done. That is your question?
Yeah.
What is the
Yes.
category of those clients? What is the category? Are they individual clients?
No, for the individual client, the Aadhaar seeding is necessary, right? For the NRI, for the non-individuals, and for the, I think there are some resident, Jammu Kashmir, Meghalaya, and Assam. There is for the assumption, there is the Aadhaar seeding is not required, right? But for the individual client, Aadhaar seeding is required, and there is the individual client where you are given the status as a permitted for trade, but Aadhaar seeding flag showing as not done. Aadhaar seeding is not done. So what we have to think if we can execute the trade and such client?
Ma'am, the list of clients which are given in the file permitted to trade, you can do the trade for those clients. Okay. You are requested to check the categories of those clients. Okay. They might be
Categories are individual, Jyoti. No, this is an individual category.
Okay, so they might be NRI or some other category where the seeding may not be up.
Joindre, your question, please. Joindre. Question from, Joindre, please. Joindre, we can't hear you. Mithilji, your question, please.
Yes, sir. I have a question. Can income details be linked from directly income tax website instead of communicating by a client to stockbroker and maintaining the proof? It will link with the exchange APIs which are there, like if we onboard the client instead of asking like income details.
Mithil, that will be taken care of in phased manner. It will require high-tech changes. So gradually, we are moving to the digitalization of everything. We might get this also.
Because what happens n number of times client doesn't respond, that is first, and even if
So
they respond, they do
see,
not respond with the correct income.
It is not so simple to get the detail from income tax. You will appreciate. Even for Aadhaar seeded things, we have to go through via media through NSDL. So this is just a flag we are getting. That also we are not getting directly from income tax. So for that we have to work with CBDTs, KB and ministry. Then we'll get those details and then we can update it.
I agree, sir. I appreciate your thinking, but like in income tax, like all.
Your thought is very, very, very. I agree with your thought, particularly.
No. I mean, recently, last year, like when the Infosys has taken over the charge for their development, they are incorporating the all transactions which are being done by the individual or corporate, like all stock market related transactions. They are incorporating like on the basis of the PAN number.
One way traffic. Our data they are getting.
Yeah.
We are not getting their data. So for that we have to take up. Your suggestion is welcome and it's very good suggestion. Definitely we will take it forward. I think there is also at a higher level. This is also thinking that they should come directly. So we would like to have most of the thing coming directly through the system itself for an individual or any UCC, so that member need not have to worry about updating the regular basis.
Okay, sir. Thank
you. Office of Mr. Bagri. Your question, please. Office of Mr.
Bagri. Hi. Yeah. Mike, again, sorry I joined in late. I may have missed this question. This income, the date of income, it can be any date of the year. It doesn't need to be 31st March, right? It is the date of the declaration of the client. See, so suppose today is 28th March, and client comes, what's the income? Well, the boss, mera annual income 10 lakh rupiya hai. Suppose he comes and declares. So when I upload the data in writing, so when I upload the data to exchange, I mention his income in that whatever range he falls in, and then date of declaration is 28th March 22. First of all, is this understanding correct?
Sir, if you are getting the proof of declaration on 28th March is his income, okay, then you can put in the UCC system. System in any way is allowing you, okay, to put any date. It is not compulsory that you put the date of 31st March over there.
Okay. So,
but in mostly cases, okay, the proof of income is taken as the income tax return being filed by the investor, which is on the financial year basis, okay. So in most of the cases, the date is entered as the 31st March. But if you have the proof with you as on the different date, okay, you can enter that date.
Because mera question here, because there's a regulatory requirement that I should take a declaration once in a year. So suppose I have taken a declaration as on 28th March 22. Then internally my next deadline is 28th March 23 ke pehle. I have to take a fresh declaration from him, whatever is his income. So it gets distributed over the year and doesn't get bunched up at one point of time. So anyway, so you have clarified my point. Thank you so much.
Or it should not be on the basis of declaration only. It should be have some proof also. Suppose I'm saying my income is 20 lakh. Okay. The client should have given you proof also of that 20 lakh. Okay. It should not be by giving the simply declaration over the email or on phone. Sir.
But Jyoti, that is only for derivatives, right? Cash based self-declaration is currently acceptable. That is what I understand. But anyway,
Uttamji, the question is the date of declaration, the 12 months from the date of declaration. So whether it is a 12 months from date of declaration or 12 months from the date of year ending. That is the question, right?
Uttam sir, you are there?
Actually, this question is multiple. There is no one. क्या कहते हैं? This date has never been clear because पूरा आधा market 31st March के हिसाब से चल रहा है. Some people have 31st December. Some people taking date of declaration. There is no uniform practice. But which was okay, but because this 12 months has come in, so this question has become more relevant. So, and as far as income is concerned, it all depends on how the question is framed to the customer. Please tell me your annual income. So he says my annual income is so and so. He's a salaried customer. 31st March, salaried guy, 31st March is jo bhi hai, uska annual income he can estimate. And till it is on self-declaration basis, I think whatever date he gives should have been fine. But let's see how this develops. For the timing, obviously, the regulators and authorities are taking a gentle view as far as date of income is concerned. But as far as 1 year, for those who take compliance seriously, it becomes a very challenging point. कि बस करना क्या है? So it would be nice if एक बार implement हो जाए. Some right now we are on the implementation phase. Probably a month down the line we can apply our mind कि इसका करना क्या है बस. What does this date mean? Thank you.
So, actually, language is also a little vague as per SEBI circular. It just says that it should not be older than 1 year. So
ये अच्छी बात है कि अभी तो ये चल जाएगा. तो as उत्तम जी said कि भाई अभी तो हम चला लेते हैं. Maybe after a month we will review this point, or maybe by the time if there is a relaxation, some clarification from SEBI also, that will also help.
Right, sir.
Thank you.
Cyrus, sir, your question, please. Mr. Cyrus Shaw. Nilesh, your question, please. Mr. Nilesh Nayak.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Haji.
My question is that if on 31st my Aadhaar seeding status is blank, but it is already seeded, right? On April, when any trade is happened, then what is the scenario in that thing? That case?
On 31st or 1st of April?
Yeah.
Sorry?
Client Aadhaar seeding status is already seeded. That is, I know that is. But in exchange, that is.
Yogesh ji, your question, please. Mr. Yogesh Gupta. Question from Office of Anand Rathi.
Sir, I have a two question. From where we will able to get the list of permitted client to trade?
That will be in the transaction folder in the extranet. We have given the path in the 24th March notice number 55, sir.
Pardon? 24th March?
Notice number 55. We have given the path over there. Segment wise, we are downloading the files wherein the client codes have been.
Okay. And in BSc?
Sorry?
In BSc?
I'm from BSc.
You are with the BSc as of now.
Pardon?
Sir, you are
with the BSc. This team is meeting.
Yeah. Sorry. Exchanges, na, so therefore got confused. Okay. And second question is that at the time of opening the cash trading account in the cash segment only, we are just giving the declaration of the income. Then if any client having a cash market right only, then in that case also we need to take a document from the customer to get update his income.
Yes, sir. Definitely, you should have the proof, sir. Whatever the income, suppose if I am telling you 1 crore, okay, or giving you declaration, will you believe that my income will be 10 crore?
But we are not taking any document at the time of account opening itself also.
Sir, you ideally from
I
compliance.
think your due diligence should be there. That is what I would say in a single line. Being a member, it will be a risk to you. How will you judge that how much, I mean, risk he can absorb? Everything you cannot pass it on to the regulator, first level or second regulator. What we are doing at our end, that should be there. That is my suggestion. If you want to implement, it's better because during inspection we randomly check that.
Okay.
Let me note 9. Your question, please. Let me note 9.
Hello.
Yogesh, your question, please.
Yeah, actually, my one question is that if suppose the Aadhaar detail are blank in BSC till 31st March, if client suppose that blank Aadhaar has been getting trade on 1st April, so it will be allowed or not?
Sir, if it check the category of that client only for the applicable clients where the Aadhaar seeding is required, they will be allowed to trade if seeding is there. So you please check the category of that client and refer the file of the where which are allowed to trade, sir. If the client code is appearing in that file, it will be allowed to trade.
Actually, we have validated the data. Actually, we have found the cases are blank. This is a purely individual clients, and it is a blank. You support till 31st March. These codes are still blank in BSC data. So, will be allowed trade from BSC end? My
Sir,
question.
if they are institutions or non-individual where the Aadhaar is seeding is not applicable, they will be allowed to trade, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Atiji, your question, please.
Yeah, my question is on the list of supporting documents which we need to collect from the clients as a income proof. So ITR is one of them. Then anything else like DMAT statement? There are some of the brokers are saying we can collect DMAT statements. So
Ma'am,
what?
DMAT statement can't be, the proof of income. You have to take the due diligence. Income tax return is definitely you can take, okay? And the
Okay.
other thing, certification by the third party, okay?
Chartered accountant.
And chartered accountant, okay? So you have to take the due diligence while, taking the documents as a proof of income, sir.
We say, so there is no such list over there, list as such mentioned by the exchange or something.
It's you can refer the SEBI circular of
Shruti, Madam, I think you people should also take some cognizance of the thing. Everything should not be given in writing. If you are satisfied that DMAT account is okay, will you be satisfied?
Sir, agreed with your question, but it is very difficult to take even the ITR statement from the clients. They are
No,
saying
but
we do not want to share our
if you go
ITR.
to bank, if you go to bank for an account opening, the mandatory thing is required, and if bank asks for certain additional detail, we have to give. If you are not satisfied, then you should not allow them. That is my simple request.
So
For
these are the
betterment of
existing
our member, we should get satisfaction at a compliance level itself while onboarding the client. Because once they enter the system, then that will be a risk to member and entire system.
Correct. Okay, and okay, it is our due diligence. It is correct for a CM segment as well as means. Is there anything as such? If CM segment, there is no additional proof required. You can take it on an email as well. You can take it on email as
With a supporting
email.
document. Email should have some supporting document which correctly provide you information that this is the income detail.
Okay.
See, I am repeatedly saying during our inspection, we check the supporting which you have relied on while considering the income of the client.
Okay, for both the segments and supporting is required.
On any segment, madam, how it is matter because we are in the ecosystem where a client can get default in any segment.
Correct. You mention one letter in the segment mention but letter nahi na address proof chahiye supporting. Okay, will do, sir. Thank you.
Farooqji, your question, please. Farooqji. Joindre, your question, please. Joindre, your question, please.
In between, one question I have received on my direct chat, that is if a client is appearing in the allowed list of the exchange, but in actual case, the PAN seeding is not verified as per the NSDL site and the member trades, will that be okay?
If exchange has not responded to PAN Aadhaar seeding, and this is not valid in our UCC database, that response file, your client will not be
The
allowed.
question is reverse. As per the exchange file, the client is permitted to trade. Whereas in actual case, there is linking has not been done, seeding has not been done. In that case.
No, as of now, we are not blocking it. Blocking will be done from 1st of April.
Okay, so from 1st of April, no such case will happen.
Yes. And you members will not be penalized for wrongdoing of the client.
Okay.
Pranavji, your question, please. Pranavji.
Sir, my question is already covered that whether, if a client's Aadhaar is not seeded and still is showing it permitted to trade. So whether he will be allowed to trade from 1st of April, and if he trade, then broker might be penalized for that thing or not.
Shishirji, your question, please. Shishir Shah, your question.
Yeah, sir, just wanted to ask you, in the case of custodian settled clients. Hello.
Haji, boliye, sir. Yes.
Yeah, in case of custodian settled clients are not providing any income proof to us. In that case, what should be the status?
Sir, so you mean to say they are not at all providing you income details? These are blank, sir. That is your question.
Custodian settled clients are not providing us any details of the income proof, or they are not providing any details. Basically, we are getting empaneled with the institutions.
Sir, institutions income details are not compulsory. That is clearly given in the notice. And you please
I agree. But in case of marginable clients like PMS clients who are doing custodian settled trades, in that case, what is to be done?
In UCC, if they are registered as institution or non-individual category?
No, it is in the individual category, na?
So then you have to obtain the details, sir. Otherwise, it will not be permitted to trade if it is left blank. And those clients might not be appearing in the file who are allowed to trade, sir.
But ma'am, then it is a custodian settled client. Custody will be the best person to give you the income details.
Sorry, Shirishji, even if they are custodian settled client, our requirement is they should provide you the income detail. Exception is given only to institution.
Okay, thanks.
Pooja, your question, please. Pooja, your question. Joindre, your question, please. There are clients who have short addresses in Aadhaar, and also same has been updated in KYC database. So will it be considered as valid address because it is an address of village and there will not be any house number or landmark?
So this is why I've already answered the question. Hello.
Rajesh, your question, please.
हेलो
राजेश जी, yes.
हेलो सर, मुझे जानना है ये मुझे किस क्लाइंट का करना है और किस क्लाइंट का नहीं करना है, उसका लिस्ट कभी कैसे मालूम पड़ेगा मुझे?
सर, जो परमिटेड है ट्रेड करने के लिए उनका लिस्ट हम ऑलरेडी 25 मार्च से आपको ट्रांजैक्शन फोल्डर एक्सप्लेनेट में डाउनलोड कर रहे हैं.
ओके, EQX करके फाइल आती है वो.
Yes, sir. That segment code underscore TM code underscore UCC trading. So you can check from.
ओके और दूसरा मुझे जानना है कि आधार लिंकिंग करना है, उसके लिए आधार कार्ड की जरूरत नहीं है ना मुझे क्लाइंट से लेने की? हेलो,
सॉरी,
जो आधार लिंकिंग, हेलो हेलो,
बोलिए।
हेलो।
जो आधार लिंकिंग करना है बराबर है, वो तो ऑटोमेटिक, लेकिन क्लाइंट से अपन को आधार कार्ड लेने की जरूरत नहीं ना, आधार कार्ड का कॉपी?
अरे भाई साहब, आपको लेना है तो आप ले सकते हैं ना आधार कार्ड।
नहीं नहीं, इसके कंपल्सरी नहीं है ना?
इट इज नॉट मैंडेटरी।
ओके और दूसरी बात यह है कि अभी फर्स्ट अप्रैल के बाद जब से ये मैंडेटरी हो जाएगा, तो जो इनएक्टिव है, जो एक्टिव मतलब जो क्लाइंट ने 6 मैंडेटरी कंप्लीट नहीं किया है, उनका अगर उसके बाद सपोज 2 तारीख को जो आता है उसका नया यूसीसी करने का, कि वही उसको रेक्टिफाई करके कर सकते हैं?
नया कैसे क्यों करेंगे? आपके पास है, उसको ही रेक्टिफाई करो, वो मॉडिफाई हो जाएगा।
ओके, क्योंकि क्या सर्कुलर में ऐसा लगे तो आपको क्लोज करना है वो अकाउंट, इसके लिए मैं बोल रहा हूँ।
क्लोज किया अकाउंट नहीं, इनएक्टिव मार्क करना है, सर्कुलर बराबर पे ही है।
ओके सर, चलेगा, थैंक यू।
Is BSE sharing list of non-compliant clients who are not 6 KYC compliant and Aadhaar not seeded?
Yes, sir. We are giving the download all report where the different flaggings are given. If 6 KYCs are not compliant, it is under the header approved status. Okay. If PAN is not valid, it is given under the PAN valid. And the third column is Aadhaar seeding. So we are giving all the 3 validations under 3 flags in download all report for all the clients.
See, over and above, I would like to say that BSE is also providing list of all inactive or closed clients for which you are waiting. Hello.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
In body corporate category client, income range and net worth amount, both is mandatory required or any one is valid as per clients provided?
Your income details are compulsory in case of BCO. Hello?
Yes, okay.
Yes, you are audible.
Can income details be linked from directly the income tax website instead of communicating by client on to stockbroking and maintaining the proof?
This point has already been answered here, Vispi.
Right. So yes.
It is best if people, instead of writing, speak out their questions, because many questions will be answered in this.
Yes, just I'm going through the same. So sorry.
So we can avoid that. If anybody has
Yeah.
a question, they can raise the hand.
So members, if you can raise your virtual hands, it becomes much faster, please. Cyrus, sir, your question, please.
Yeah, so continuing to what Uttamji said, see, we update the income every year. Now, we may have updated somebody's income dated 31/3/21, let's say on the 1st of May, because it's an income slab and many people know their rough income levels. So it's not that they don't know. So because a slab of 25 to 50 lakhs is quite a wide range, so they know that it is between 25 and 50. Now, that 1 year period may get over on 1st of May 2022. Problem is, how am I going to be able to know when that 1 year gets over? Or is it just now late? Is that report going to come out later on? Or you haven't understood what I'm trying to say? I'll repeat.
So you have to check the income date you have put in the UCC database for the client. Okay, so whatever income date you have put over there, from there you can check 1 year after that.
Cyrus, sir.
Yes.
In the phase 2, we are going to download this alert to member also.
Barabar, sir.
So this will be a cumbersome initially, but once you have a smooth thing, then we'll have updated details from the UCC itself. You will get alert, and we can update those things.
All right.
But that will be in phase 2.
Yeah, so as of now, as of now, when 1 year gets over, the system will not necessarily reject the UCC immediately.
No, as of now, as I've said earlier, we are
Correct.
accommodating each other because this is a huge
Fair
number
enough,
of
fair enough. And no further discussion required. Thank you.
In case of income, what I have observed is like system is checking the calendar year. See, for current calendar year, they will check the date whether it falls within the previous calendar year. That is what I have observed. Is it correct?
Yes, sir. The system is allowing you to put the date of the previous calendar year, sir.
Okay. So as of now, we are allowed to put the income date of 31st March 21, and that will remain remain open till 31st December 22. On 1st January 23, the 31st March 21 date will become obsolete, and we will have to update it with the 31st March 22. Is this a correct understanding?
Yes, sir. Perfectly. Same. Absolutely right.
And about proof of income, my observation is like in case of whoever is filing ITR, that is the first choice. Second, if ITR is not available and they give the profit loss account signed by the CA, that is also fine. If that is not available, then in case of salaried people, we can take payslip also. And if payslip is not available, we can have a bank statement in which we can verify that regularly on month end he is getting some fixed amount from one particular entity, that we can assume as his salary income, and we can just multiply and have estimate of it. And if that is also not available, then there is one more document, that is 26As, from where we can have some judgment about their interest income, rent income, dividend income, and we can have some estimate of by summing up all this revenue heads. And thereafter, if they have the retail traders, like if they are filing GST return, we can have some estimate from GST return also. And in case of some challenges, in case of the agri-based people, like they are not supposed to file the income tax return. So in that case, we can have some sales invoice of agri-mandis, and we can take our own call whether to accept it as an income proof or not. Is this the correct way to do this, to go about it, about the proof of income?
Sir, in all these cases, as a stockbroker, you have to take the due diligence, whatever supporting documents you are receiving. If you are satisfied with that, then you can take as a proof. Okay. You have to take the due diligence. You have to do that.
But that is what I am trying to do now. See, whatever
Sir, like
document is available.
Sir, from bank details or sale invoices, okay, how can you say it is the income of the client? Okay.
No, see, in case of agri-based clients, like agriculturists, they can only have the sales invoice from the mandis whenever they sell their agri produce. Other than that, they cannot provide any other document of income. And some senior citizen, in case of some senior citizen, they will have perhaps only 26As, in which they will their fixed FD interest will get reflected, their dividend will get reflected. So we'll have to find out some way around now to comply with this requirement. We cannot be stubborn that no, everybody should give ITR only.
So we are not saying that you have to accept ITR only. Okay. Only thing we are saying, whatever thing you are taking as a proof of income, you have to due diligence, and if you are satisfied, you can take that.
Okay, and what should we do about some new entities, like in case of some non-individual entities like LLP, which is formed just now formed, or any corporate entity which is formed recently, and they haven't yet completed their 1 year of operation. Then how
Sir,
to go about
special purpose audit is also being conducted by CAs. They give a certificate, what is their net worth, what is their income, that you can ask for.
Yeah, but
किशोर जी न्यू एंटिटी का इनकम जीरो होगा, प्रॉब्लम क्या है? जीरो करके लोड करो ना, हमको तो डिक्लेरेशन लेना है.
If you want to take risk of a zero income client, you can take that risk.
See, a company which is just formed will have a net worth of 100 crores, but income of zero. ठीक है.
वो भी हम लोग बागरी जी आपसे डिस्कस भी किया था ये मैटर.
हाँ, तो अब सी अपने को डिक्लेरेशन लेना है किशोर जी, वो तो डिक्लेरेशन तो ले सकते हैं ना. उसके बाद अपना ड्यूटी है, कोई अलर्ट लगा तो विल क्लोज इट. यस, दो इनकम इज लेस बट नेट वर्थ इज सफिशिएंट.
Okay, and in case of procedure to update, like if we have a secured login credentials of the client and they are updating their income from that secure after logging in from our website, is it a proper procedure?
मतलब can the client communicate via email or it has to be some secured thing? I think that is the question, right?
If it is from registered email ID, then that is a secured one.
The registered email ID is fine, but if they update, if we have provided on our website to update the income through secured login, so is it in order?
Right? If it is a secured, like if you are providing with the OTP and all those things, that is secured.
Yeah, OTP, with OTP, yes.
Take question.
Hitesh bhai, you can give closing remarks to wind it up. Any summary you would like to tell members?
So, if anything is left out, you can speak.
Sure. Hitesh, we have covered everything. I think so. Okay. We can take one more question. 1 second. There's one hand raised. Redmi Note 9. Your question, please. Joindre, your question, please.
In download option, when we are taking all done download, then the PAN status is blank. So after 1st April, can client trade in that category?
Sorry, ma'am, come again, please.
In download report now, that all dump client we have taken a download.
Right.
That category, PAN status is blank. After PAN seeded, there is one more PAN status, no?
Yeah, that is just for that is showing you the status of the PAN, ma'am.
So PAN
You to see the PAN validation, the flag for you, what is required mandatory is the 6 mandatory fields, PAN validation status and PAN Aadhaar linking. That are the only 3 fields which is important for the client to trade the next day.
Yeah, PAN Aadhaar is a seeded is a yes and PAN is a validated. But the last E mentioned now already exists one column. That column is a blank for a particular client. So can that client trade after 1st April?
Ma'am, you please check the list, okay, where we have downloaded the client codes which are allowed to trade. You please refer that.
We have already taken that list. In that list, that client is not mentioned. That's why I'm asking.
Ma'am, there might be case that for that client, PAN Aadhaar seeding will be applicable and Aadhaar has not seeded that. You can refer the individual flag also to check what is the problem. From download all report, we have given the description of blank that Aadhaar is not seeded. Okay.
No, for all the description, we have given abbreviation at the down of the report.
We have taken that download, but there is no description for blank status.
Ma'am, it is given at the third number. No value, bracket में blank Aadhaar is not seeded. We have clearly given at third number. Please check that.
Kishorji, would you like to say some closing remarks, please? Kishorji?
Yeah,
Before that, I would like to request all the participants and members, please download the files which we are giving at 2:30 and 10 o'clock. And please check that all your institutions, particularly institution, mutual funds, and your high net worth clients are being covered in that valid clients. If anyone is left out, we can immediately solve it. We will help you out to solve this issue. Please check somebody, please depute somebody. It's a matter of 2 days. Now thereafter we are going live and we are blocking the clients. And we don't want any client to be left out if they are in compliance. So please, together we can achieve this, please. And thank you, Vishpi and team.
Yeah, one more issue, sir. I have filtered that list of non-seeded PAN from the UCC dump and verified it with the NSDL system. And I have found that almost 60-70% PAN were showing as a seeded in the NSDL system. So I just sent a mail to the email ID which was given in that circular. So do we expect that those will be updated by your system before 1st of April?
Yes, sir, surely it will be done.
Okay, thank you.
Once again, Hitesh Bhai, Samit Bhai, Jyoti, thank you very much for your time. Thank you, Kishorji. Thank you, Lalitji, for your time and giving a lot of information and clarification. I'm sure there would be a lot of doubts still. So please get in touch with BBF office or BSC team and they will clarify your doubts, if any. Before we conclude the session, we have Mr. Purushottam Saraf from BSC, who would like to take 10 minutes on the topic and inform the members on unsolicited SMS framework and misuse of social media for price manipulation. So once again, thank you, Hitesh, Samit Bhai and Jyoti. Over to Mr. Saraf, please.
Good evening. Thank you, Team BBF. Thank you, Vishpi, for giving this opportunity on a shorter notice, allowing us to speak to you, allowing us to raise the concern which SEBI has asked us to take it up with the market participant. So we thought this is an opportunity for us to speak to you immediately. Friends, we all know this market started long back and members were asking for, investors used to ask for tips. Bhai, humko tips de dijiye, humko bata dijiye, humko kuch bata dijiye. Then the era of unsolicited SMS started. Unsolicited SMS started. People started pumping SMS that you buy this, sell this, hold this. Then as the social media platform kept on increasing, growing influence on our life, similarly, it has influenced the capital market drastically. It has influenced the market drastically. We all know things which started from tips, then it moved to WhatsApp, then it moved to Twitter, then it moved to Telegram channel. So SEBI feels there is a lot of mis-selling happening through these channels. All of us are aware. All of us are aware that tips are through SMS. The entire framework was very comprehensive and investors and brokers took it legally, and then, but we have to accept it. The framework was good. It was for the betterment of the market. Then on last Friday itself, SEBI has extended that framework to F&O contracts and F&O stocks also. F&O contracts and F&O stocks also. So now they are concerned, still a lot of people are getting influenced by Twitter of at least, let us say, very influential people. Recently, there is an article that shady operators manipulate India's stock market. And a particular company was mentioned that
a particular digital media agency approaches these influencers and asks them to put up one small tweet about these companies. And they write everything publicly, that we are approaching you and give me your budget and all this. So this kind of mis-selling has started, and people are really concerned. There is another thing which is happening. People are posting their P&L, at least in case of F&O, that daily I'm making 40 lakhs, 20 lakhs. I am doing this, I'm doing that, I've done that kind of strangle, I've done 920 strategy, I've done 916 strategy, I'm playing this straddle, I'm doing this, that stock. So this all kind of unwanted media use of social media, where retail investor is not aware about the correct product. Again, it started like stock, it started, then we know our market has moved to derivatives, and that again options basically. So options, we all know it is a zero-sum game. Somebody has to lose, somebody has to make money. So it is, let us assume, as 1 week expiry. Then if some people want to continuously make money, then somebody has to continuously lose money. So it is happening like that. People are inducing others to join this market. People are inducing that I'm making money. I've made today 40 lakhs, I've made 27 lakhs, 10 lakhs, 5 lakhs. You will never see any drawdown kind of a figure from some of them. And we don't know, honestly, these are fake photoshopped market, M2M losses, profit, or whatever people are doing. But it has started impacting the decision making of retail investors to a larger extent, and they are getting induced to trade in that particular asset class. I am personally following more than 100 investors and traders, more particularly traders who are not, most of them are not SEBI registered. Most of them are not SEBI registered. They write on their website. It is on their Twitter handle, they write. If you go to their Telegram channel also, they write, we are not SEBI registered, but they say, I manage a portfolio and my ticket size is 1 crore rupees. My ticket size is 1 crore rupees. And the way in which they project themselves, honestly, means a lot of investors will approach them. They will be induced, forced, अरे भैया ये तो रोज 40 लाख कमा रहे हैं, 50 लाख कमा रहे हैं, 10 लाख कमा रहे हैं. And we all know it is very difficult. 99% of the traders don't make money in options. This is said by one of the greatest investors of our country. When we know this product is not suitable for me and somebody is inducing me, why I should get induced to a particular class of product? And honestly, F&O is a hero and zero sum game. It has become. We didn't understand what is F&O. Honestly, it is a product to protect my capital if required, whenever. But we started using it as a zero and a hero. Lag gaya to chakka, nahi to zero. So in this way, investors lose their money. If they have a drawdown of 5% in one particular trade, then in 20 trades, their entire capital is wiped out. In 20 trades, their entire capital is wiped out. So it is our sincere request, please use the product carefully, considering what is your risk profile, what do you want from stock market. If you want wealth to be created over a longer time, then please go for investments. If you want to protect your investors, and if you feel you are good in trading, if you understand all technicals, then you can do trading. But that again with your risks. Everywhere, every trader, every successful trader has always said, "Bas kuch bhi ho, stop loss hona hi chahiye." I cannot lose more than 1% of my capital in a trade. There are many such kind of fundamental rules people have made in their life. So again, from BSE, we have a request. We have been asked specifically by SEBI to approach broker forum, enemy, and request them to percolate this message that correct product should be used, and the digital media, which is currently being misused, and there are no checks and balances. Nobody can go and stop people. SEBI has done a lot of search and seizure recently. Earlier, they have done something in SMS. We know a lot of things has changed, but people have started evolving newer ways, WhatsApp, Twitter, Telegram channel. So it is our sincere request that people do not go to such unwanted frameworks where all these things are honestly not existing. And we know market gives a normal return. If somebody expects market will give me 30-40% of return, then honestly, this is not the market for them. So again, I'm repeating my sentence because we have been asked to approach all investors, and in future also in all IAPs, we will be requesting NME and BPF to include at least 2 to 3 slides on alleged misuse of social media. So all the the members who have joined, their compliance officer would request you to also, whenever you are doing any program or anything related to investors, please inform your investors. Please inform your investors that do whatever you feel like, but do a due diligence. Whether it is a social media due diligence or a Facebook due diligence, whatever due diligence, please do the due diligence and then choose a correct product for yourself. This is only what I wanted to say. I have been asked to wind up in less than 10 minutes. So I thought I've conveyed my message, and in continuation, definitely we will be in our next series of meetings with BBF or webinars with BBF and me. We will be approaching you on this topic. With this, I thank once again Team BBF, Wispy Bhai, for giving me this opportunity at 11th hour. Thank you, Team BBF.
Thank you, Mr. Saraf, for giving this important information, which is very much required. And as you rightly put in that, yes, we should send these messages across through our IAP sessions. In fact, we do a lot of storyboards and messages through video bites also, spreading such important messages. And please use BBF platform on timely manner for such cases in future also. Before we conclude, once again, thank you very much all the members for listening attentively, and I request Lalit ji to present the vote of thanks.
Actually, Purushottam ji, your message is well noted, and in the meantime, 1 or 2 questions have come in the chat on your topic. So if you allow them to ask, so that there could be some clarity.
My pleasure, sir.
Yeah, maybe another 5 to 10 minutes we can allow some questions if they are. So one Mr. Mithil Karekar, I think he has posted a query.
Yes, sir. Sir, my question is for, thank you very much for, first of all, providing, information. Like, yes, we are daily checking, list of unsolicited SMS script list, and we are blocking, such scripts from trading. As you said, like in FNO also, you are like, these things like will be taken care, but I'm not aware whether such list is displayed or not for FNO. For cash segment, I'm very well aware. The NSE and BSE is displaying such lists, like 3 lists: information, current, and historic. My other question is, criteria for following these scripts. First of all, these, script lists where or these scripts calls or tips being provided by unregistered SEBI investment advisor. I mean, these scripts falls under this criteria only, or is there any something else? So criteria. And second question is, if there is a SEBI registered investment advisor, so that means that person is allowed to communicate calls, tips, or any information related to research by way of SMS, WhatsApp, email, or not?
Okay, I'll take two questions. First, so the existing framework has been extended to F&O stocks also, which was till now, till Friday, it was exempted. So on Friday, both exchanges had issued a circular modifying. So F&O stocks, which is 199 or whatever stocks are there. So those stocks are included, can be part of the SMS list, whether it is information or current, it can be part of this list. Similarly, derivative contracts, a particular contract, XYZ, expiry, so much call. So that particular instrument can be also part of SMS framework. So what are the criteria? Criteria are well defined. SEBI approved criteria, jointly approved by both the exchanges. So whatever information is available in public domain, that is available. Besides that, we will be updating as and when we receive lists or stocks or contracts, as and when either the exchanges receives, and the exercise will continue to remain. Second question, you said, I'd request you to repeat your second question.
Yeah. My second question is, like, if someone,
Okay, got it. Thank you. Yeah. Means registered entity. So if somebody is registered entity, then he is supposed to, if he is sending message to his clients, if he is sending message to through his WhatsApp group to his clients only, then there is nothing wrong.
Okay.
Then it is unsolicited. Look at the name of the framework, it is unsolicited. So unsolicited word. Even some people says Telegram ko mujhe join karna padta hai channel. Then it is unsolicited or solicited because I have joined that particular group or channel. So, but we are seeing that people are using this media. So this is the discretion of the investor to decide. But any unregistered entity should not do all this.
Okay, sir. What I understood is like, if one professional is SEBI registered investment advisor, and the client needs to be registered under him for availing this facility. Any other, if that SEBI registered investor provides the information to any other other than the registered client to any other, like, it is not allowed. I mean, basically.
Means basically it is a private information. It should go to that particular gentleman only. The message should go to that gentleman, that group of investors whom he is sending. And if somebody else is reacting, if he is getting access and he wants to rely on that SEBI registered.
Sir, then I have a question. Like, we see on news channels and everything.
That's why where I was coming. So on news channel, whatever disclosures they are making, that disclosure has to be made by all SEBI registered intermediaries when they are disclosed, when they are talking about a particular stock, contract, whatever. So they have to make a disclosure at that moment that this is what I am doing, this is what I am doing for my client, this is what I am doing for my family or myself. So the disclosure is important.
So you mean to say, like, when some professional is called for an opinion of a stocks or something, like when they provide information like on the news channel, it is allowed, but disclosure needs to be made by that news channel or that company.
Disclosure has to be made by. If it disclosure has to be made by that
news
SEBI
channel
registered entity intermediary.
So the disclosure has to be made by that news channel or by that stock company or by that by the professional who is commenting.
By the professional, sir, by the professional who is doing. And if it is a show where a lot of people are there, then the channels are also doing this. That this is all these participant or who guests are basically SEBI registered or not registered, so that they are disclosing on the channel or their show.
Okay. And my third and last question: where we will get the list of these FNO related unsolicited?
Sir, in that same list, you will continue to, you will have more stocks whenever whatever stocks, contracts comes, that will be part of that list only.
Okay, sir. Okay. And I mean, whenever what happens to, sir, suppose in currently it is not in unsolidated script list. What happens first of all, client is doing trading. Like suppose if that script is not a part of unsolidated list, and post buying, suppose if that comes in unsolidated, okay. So client comes to us and tells us to open that script we want to sell. So in that case, like it becomes very uneasy, or it irritates even stockbroker, like to open that script for that particular client, or to place a order from on client's request from our terminals. So it becomes a headache for stockbroker also, and we need to ask, some declaration part is there that he is not directly a director or related entity to that company. So we need to take that, and even like there is a quantity restriction for that. So how to handle such situations, like if we allow to buy those stocks and suddenly if the scripts comes in unsolidated and we block, so for selling, what would you advise, should we follow the same process, or because client complaints then
Means honestly, withholding norms, sales with withholding norms are there. SEBI prescribed withholding norms are there. If somebody sells the share for a particular amount and the concentration is more than X, then the funds has to be withheld for 6 months to 1 year. So that kind of bad experience, nobody wants to have it. So you have to start your due diligence upfront. And the look back period is definitely there. So somebody has purchased earlier and then now the SMS has given its effect and then now the price has increased. So definitely you will be in trouble. You will have problem with your client.
okay, so like we should not adhere to the client request.
And I will not say you don't allow or allow. That is, you have to take this thing, because you might be asked to, if your client's concentration is more than the prescribed limit, you might be asked to withhold
any any particular, like, can you just tell what should be the the threshold of that concentration, like we should not allow
means these are norms specified by regulator, jointly accepted by both the exchanges. Certain things are not in public domain, so I cannot talk about that, but numbers are well specified in the entire framework.
I think Purushottamji, for today this much is enough. We will have a separate full-fledged session on this topic so that the members also are well prepared with some more questions. And obviously we agree that work should be done in this towards this issue, and we are committed at BBF for the for whatever is required to be done. We will do the necessary with your support. So thank you so much once again, Purushottamji. Thank you all the participants for being with us till 6:20 it is now. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone.
Thank you.